What's up, everybody? This is Adam Pecoraro, and thanks for clicking on a Flexoraro video. Hey, it's leg day, and in this workout here, we're going to be doing legs. This is a 25-minute workout, and for today's workout, you will need a chair or a workout bench, and as an option, not a necessity, a kettlebell and a set of dumbbells. Today's workout is led by my lovely, oh my goodness, look at her, by my lovely wife, Rebecca Pecoraro, and our friend, Stella McCarville. And they're gonna be leading you through this workout, so make sure you follow along. Let's get ready to exercise. Our workout will start in about 30 seconds. Our very first exercise is heels elevated squats. Now notice that they have two plates that they are elevating their heels on for the squats. You don't have to do that. If you don't have a surface area that is safe and stable that you can put your heels up a couple of inches on, a good old body weight squat will be fine. Now we want to try to give you a goal for each exercise, and it's okay if you don't achieve the goal. Sometimes they just serve as something to strive for, but nothing says you can't go beyond the goal as well. So if there's time left on the clock, that means you could still be working. Now they want to keep their chest up, their knees behind their toes, and they want to go as deep as they possibly can without experiencing any hip, knee, or ankle pain. Why oh why would you want to elevate your heels when you squat? Well, it increases the squat depth. A heels elevated squat will also enhance your quadriceps activation, and it can reduce strain on the lower back and the hips. So it's a good option for those who have limited ankle mobility, or if you're seeking to get a little bit more quadricep activation in your squats. I have a friend named Phil. Those of you who've been following us know Phil. Phil's having some issues with his knees and he can't lunge, but he can squat. So if I have him do heels elevated squats, it helps him to target his quadriceps. That way he doesn't lose too much ground in his legs while he waits for his knee to heal. Now our rest interval is short and sweet at 20 seconds, and you can get water anytime you want. I always like to say hydrate or die, only because it sounds cool. You're not gonna die, unless you go 3 or more days without drinking water, but I digress. Next, we have a kettlebell deadlift. What if you don't have a kettlebell? All you need is something to pick up from the ground, even if it doesn't have much weight, like a pillow, because we're trying to go through the functional movement of lifting up something, like groceries, or if you like to garden, a bag of dirt. When you do the kettlebell deadlift, you want to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, and the kettlebell has to be placed right between your feet. Hinge your hips back as you squat down, and you maintain a straight back. Now you want to keep your chest up and your back straight. Obviously, you grab the handles with both hands, and you push your heels into the ground to stand up with straight arms. You just bring the kettlebell up to above your knees. You're not rowing the weight. You keep your glutes tight, and it's important not to lean backwards. These starting exercises are obviously targeting the legs, but all of the leg muscles, right? We have our glutes, our hamstrings, our quadriceps, but you're also hitting your back and your core muscles. So the idea behind the concept of functional fitness is that your movement mimics real life movements. So in this case, lifting objects off the ground. It'll also improve posture, balance, and coordination. It may not be as initially appealing as saying, oh, you're gonna get a stronger butt, but those attributes can help you to perform daily activities better with less risk of potential injury. Okay, so now we're gonna repeat the 2 exercises we just did. We're gonna be starting with the heels elevated squats and then following that up with the kettlebell deadlift. And here we are repeating the kettlebell deadlift. Another idea for getting weight into your kettlebell deadlift, if you do not own a kettlebell, is to grab a plastic bag and put a couple cans of food inside the bag. You could even put it onto a scale to see exactly how much you're lifting. The ladies here are lifting 25-pound kettlebells, so nothing too crazy heavy. You throw a couple of cans of soup into a grocery bag, maybe double bag it so it doesn't rip, and then emulate what we're doing here. I think you can have a good substitute for the kettlebell. Okay, so coming up next, we have a reverse lunge to high knee hold into a lateral lunge to high knee hold. Oh my goodness. And there's my cameo. So you pick a leg and it's gonna go backwards into a reverse lunge. You lift the knee up waist height and then you step it out to the side, lateral lunge, and we try to return to lifting our knee up waist height. Now, if you can't just smoothly go from your lunges into the high knee hold, you can always draw your foot in by doing multiple steps. And if you can't get your knee up waist height, that's okay. Now, the ladies are trying to only do 8. Every 2 motions is 1 rep. So it's slow and smooth is the way to go. And then we're going to take a break and we're going to be doing the other side. Balance is challenging, but balance is absolutely important. If you improve your balance and your coordination, you'll also improve your core strength. And it's gonna also enhance joint stability and potentially, I always say potentially because nothing makes you impervious to injury, but potentially reducing the risk of injury by falls and other things that might occur in just everyday activity, getting banged around, stepping funny, twisting one way or the other that maybe your body isn't conditioned to, so it causes an easy strain or a sprain. These single leg activities can be very advantageous to include in your regular workout routine. So what we're doing is trying to focus on quality over quantity. So instead of being like, all right, you got 1 minute, I need you to do as many of these as possible, give you a reasonable goal of 8. Maybe you do 12, maybe you do 6. What's most important is that you do it well. You try to keep your bending knee behind the toes, your chest up, and really fight for that balance. Your base foot might be trembling and shaking, but that's because all those little muscle fibers that make up your foot are activated and they're working to a higher degree because of the single leg balance demand. So continue to persevere and you'll get better over time. Well worth your effort and your perseverance to do this. Okay, so now we're going to repeat the first side. And now we have to repeat the second side. Okay, coming up next is the suitcase squat. So if you don't have anything to hold, you just do squats, but I'm sure you can find something. Again, cans of soup work really well, just one in each hand. Doesn't need to be a lot of weight. Holding onto something can add a greater challenge to the squat because it adds weight, sure, but it also enhances grip strength. Just grasping onto some cans of soup will help to challenge the muscles in your hands and your forearms. And remember, we were talking about functional movement. Suitcase squat mimics real life movement like carrying groceries or luggage. It makes it a more practical exercise for daily activities while we continue to overload the muscles in our legs and get them stronger and more tone. And next we have suitcase calf raises. So same benefits in the hands, could be grip strength, forearm strength, and the functional application of carrying something. But the calf raise, while they're very simple, they are super effective and offer tons of benefits for overall health and fitness. You're going to improve your ankle strength and stability, as well as strengthening your calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus muscles. Essentially, ankle stability can help you with walking and just everyday movement, improve your balance, which again can help to reduce the risk of potential injuries due to falls or sprains by unpredictable things that your body does daily. It can also help athletic performance. So if you're very active, strong calves are crucial for activities like running, jumping, and sprinting. I know a lot of folks who play pickleball and they have all kinds of injuries that come to their calf or their Achilles tendon. Doing calf raises regularly can help those areas to become stronger and again, reduce the potential risk of injury. Calf raises, as my wife, who is a cardiac nurse, will tell you, will also help to improve circulation in the body. When you do your calf raise, you contract and relax the calf muscles, right? Obviously. But you know what this does? This pumps blood back to the heart. And that's what can improve circulation and reduce leg fatigue and possible blood clots and things like this. Okay, so now we have to repeat the suitcase squat. And now we're repeating our calf raises. Oh my dear heavens. Okay, Bulgarian split squat. I'm having the ladies work with a dowel, and part of that is because I want them to feel very safe getting into the position of the Bulgarian split squat, which is a little challenging. You could use a broom or a mop, something safe, okay, to help steady yourself on. The second reason is because I want to encourage them to go very, very deep. And sometimes when you start to fatigue, you might get stuck down low. And I don't want anyone to panic and try to hop off the bench and, have a potential injury. Now for the Bulgarian split squat, what do you do if you don't have a bench? Use a chair and you put your foot right on the seat of the chair. It's just 30 seconds per side. All you want to try to accomplish is 8 really solid reps. This exercise right here is notorious. Oh my goodness. I don't know too many people who love it. In fact, I often joke around by saying if somebody tells you they love it, don't trust them. It's like saying I love burpees. But while you may not love it, you can understand the benefit. Now, you build what's called a unilateral strength by doing a Bulgarian split squat. This means that your left and your right inconsistencies in strength can help to become more balanced. Speaking of balance, you can improve your overall balance and stability. And by addressing muscle imbalances, that helps you prevent the risk of falling. And enhanced core strength is always a part of anything that involves single leg balancing, because if you want to work the core, you have to unbalance. The Bulgarian split squat is super effective at working your quads, your glutes, your hamstrings, your calves, and your core. Now the next exercise is bench hopovers. Now if you don't have a bench, you face your chair, you put your hands on the seat, and you hop left to right. And you don't have to go over anything, which is a nice way to adjust, especially if you're like, whoa, I don't know if I could make it over something like a bench. Don't. Just jump left to right while your hands stabilized on the chair. Keep your abs pulled in and your arms locked so that you're really keeping your arms involved in the exercise. Now the legs are going to kind of take care of themselves, because bench hopovers are what you would call a plyometric exercise. And the type of benefits that you can get from this would be what we call explosive power, which means that you're moving fast. That's the only way you can jump. And by doing that, you get an increased cardiovascular experience, specifically an anaerobic cardiovascular experience, which is more sport specific. And core strength, obviously, because of the motion, there's a lot of unbalancing, so you have to keep your abs engaged in what's going on. Now, while this exercise does work your legs, your calves, your core, your glutes, your quadriceps, it's the way in which they're worked. Everything thus far has been slow, contracted movement, which is great for developing strength and mobility. This right here is the complement. So again, explosive, fast movement is what we're trying to do. And now that we got our heart rate up and we could probably use a little bit of a rest, we are going to lie you down on the ground. Yes, there is a plan to the order of these exercises, folks. We're gonna lie you on the ground and do a single leg elevated bridge. And this is a variation of your standard glute bridge. What the ladies are gonna do is they're gonna put their feet up onto the bench, and you would put your feet up onto the seat of the chair. And then they're going to lift their hips and lift one leg. And for 30 seconds, they're going to drive up and back down. And then we'll switch to the other side. We're trying to get a solid 10 reps, but it's your last exercise. So if you feel that you can push past that, go ahead and do it. Make it a nice burnout for you and finish on a win. So you're gonna place a greater emphasis on the working leg, the leg that's on the bench or on the chair. And the working legs, glutes and hamstrings are going to be really overloaded, especially after everything we've done preceding this. Really trying to increase the strength and definition in the muscle groups of the glutes and the hamstrings. This also helps with stability. It's another single leg exercise. It helps with core engagement because we're unbalancing. And remember, strengthening your glutes and your hamstrings through exercises like this is a great way to help prevent injuries in areas like your legs, but also in your lower back, your hips, and your knees. And that's it. I would like to thank Rebecca and Stella for letting me film them, and I'd like to thank... Wow. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching. Hey, do me a favor and click the thumbs up and like this video, and you can leave a comment. I'll respond. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. That way you'll be notified every single time we upload a brand new video. I hope you have a great rest of your day. See ya.